Confidence. Confidence. Every human being should have confidence. I'm a fan of confidence, but as artists especially, we really need confidence to put our stuff out there, to share it with people, to show people our art, whether it's something they can visually see, or you play music, or you perform, or whatever your art is. If I don't use the verbs or the words that specifically correspond to your art, I'm not leaving it out. I can't say them all every single time. It's going to get redundant. But you know what I mean. So it's like we create something or we perform something and we're showing it to people. And it's sort of like, not sort of like, it really is, if you think about it. It's vulnerable. We're showing them something from our hearts, something from deep within our emotional core. That's what art is, if it's good, right? It's something deep and emotional, and for somebody to be like flippant about it, because people are flippant about things, right? How many times have you gone to a museum and looked at art on the wall and heard somebody say, "Oh, my kid could do that with crayons, way better than," right? And my dad used to say that about art and museums and things when I was a kid, because I was an artist as a kid. And he would comment thinking, he said it to say it to bolster me. He wasn't being mean to artists who weren't even there. But, people kind of say these things without thinking about what it means. Oh, my kid could do better than that, or I don't like this, or that's terrible, or what the hell is this? This isn't art, right? But what is art? Art is an expression from your heart. Really, the word art is in the word heart. That's really cool, right? But that's what it is. It's you're taking something from your heart and you're sort of showing it to people, and it's so easy for people to be like, I don't like that, right? And to them, it's like it's gone. They go home, they have dinner. They're not thinking about you or your art ever again for the rest of their lives, except it kind of sits on you, and you're like, I don't know, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe people aren't going to like this. But maybe it was just somebody that was the wrong person. The thing about art is not everybody likes everything, and that's okay. I've created this group. I do my thing. I don't expect everybody in the world to like me the way that I am. I'm this. This works for some people, and other people are like, I could do without that. And that's fine, because I don't want those people here. I want you here, assuming you like this. So confidence comes from within us. First of all right, it comes from a belief in your innate value. And I use the word innate very specifically because innate means like you're born with it. It comes from within. It's not something you got to go and get. It's not something you have to work towards. You may become a better artist over time, but your value never changes. You had that value the moment you were born. So that it's just now it's your job to sort of bring it out and present it. You have to tap into it and practice it, right? Confidence is not something that you have to go out and find. One of you guys wrote that today, and I'm stealing it. I'm sorry, I don't remember who wrote what, but a lot of you wrote some comments today, and they were all really smart, and I'm stealing them all. So, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. But confidence is not something that you go out and find. It's something that you have to nurture and you have to practice, because it comes from the fact that you have this innate self-worth. So let's say you're an artist, right? And you have an innate self-worth, which I believe that you do, and I hope that you do as well. Now you have to dig deep. You have to tap into that and just sort of you have to practice reminding yourself that I have value, I have self-worth, I have something worthy to share with the world, and the world doesn't have to be every human being on earth. The world is just, I'm putting it out there, and this is going to touch some people, and other people are going to be, meh, I don't care. And that has to be okay. Confidence, part of confidence is the fact that some people aren't going to like it, and that doesn't mean that your self-worth goes down. It does not affect your self-worth. Some people are going to like it, and that doesn't mean your self-worth goes up. That doesn't affect your self-worth either. Self-worth, confidence comes from you. It comes from your heart. Okay? So here are some ways to work on this. I'm not going to just tell you to go practice it and not tell you how to do it. Here's how we can do it. Number one, something to stop doing is to stop comparing yourself to other people. Now, this is a group of artists, and we all have an innate self-worth, even the people not in this group. But but the people in this group, for the most part, are artists, are talented, and have abilities that a lot of people don't have. And some of them have similar abilities to yours. And maybe they're in the same genre, or the same medium, or the same whatever, right? And people are starting to post their work here, particularly the poets and people who paint. If you do things other than that, feel free to post it. You know, we did have Abe posted some music. That was great. And I know Ty posted a video that she worked on. So, and I think there was one or two more. I'm sorry, I don't remember every single thing. I'm really trying to know everybody here, but we're already up to like 400 people, and it's just going to keep going up. So I'm not going to remember every single thing that every single person does. But if you know, I haven't seen anybody post anything about dancing yet, or acting, or any of the performing stuff. So if you know, feel free to post videos of you performing things. That would be great. Well, Abe did the performance of the music. That was really cool. If you haven't seen that, go look for that. But number one thing is to stop comparing yourself to everybody else. We have this group, and there are a lot of artists in the world, and there are a lot of people out there, and we all have our heroes, right? And it's very easy to look at your work and compare it to somebody else's work and just think, I'm not good enough. They're better than me, so what's the point, right? There's always going to be somebody better than you, and there's always going to be somebody behind you. Always. It doesn't matter what you're talking about, what you're doing. We cannot live our lives comparing ourselves to other people, because it will just knock you down. There will always be somebody that just is better at something than you. Always. I would say instead look at it and be like, wow, that's amazing, and use it as inspiration. How could I incorporate that idea into my work? Or how can I get to that level? Clearly, that person didn't start at that level. They worked to that level. So you can do it too. So that's number one. Stop comparing and instead use it as inspiration. And then number two is practice. Art, talent of any kind takes practice, right? Look at baseball players. They don't just go to the World Series. They have to practice baseball their entire lives, and then even every season they have spring training. They have practices between games, and even during the games, the pitchers are in the what's that called? The bullpen, and the guy who's up next is standing in the batter's box. Just not the batter's box. Why can't I think of words today? Anyway, they're swinging the bat, getting ready. You know, there's constant practice going on. But you know what I forget to do sometimes? I forget to practice. I forget to practice singing. I forget to practice my art and my writing and my drawing and my animating. And instead what I'm doing is I'm like, I got to make money. I got to do this. I got to get her to work. I got to get this one to school. I got to do all these things. And my wife is out and I got to get dinner going for them. And before you know it, you're into the day-to-day stuff. I'm an artist, but I'm not doing art. And then you look at somebody who's doing that art and you think, wow, that's amazing. Why aren't I that good? Well, you are, but you got to practice. It's a muscle. You got to keep flexing that muscle, and you got to move it, and you got to use it, and you got to nurture it, and you got to cherish it, and you got to hold space for it constantly. And if you don't, then you kind of fall behind where you want to be. You can catch back up. That doesn't matter. You can always catch back up. This is an innate talent that we have. It's never going to go away. You're not going to suddenly be like, I don't remember how to sing or draw or dance. You might be stiff if you're a dancer. I know if I haven't been singing for a while, that the first time I go back to singing, I can get through 2 or 3 songs okay, and then on the 3rd or 4th song, my voice is starting to get shaky, and I know that from years of experience that, wow, I haven't done this in a few weeks or months, right? But it takes me several practice sessions to get up to the point where I can do several songs, or forget about doing like a whole night of singing. I'd have to practice for a month for that, and then continually practice so that I can maintain that level of ability. All right, so practice. And finally, number 3 is looking for feedback and support, right? Now, we talked about looking at other people's art and feeling like, I'm not good enough. But what if you had other people looking at your art, giving you support? And that was one of the reasons that I really wanted to create this group, was to hold space for all of us, to have a safe place to say, hey, this is my stuff. And nobody here is going to say, that sucks. Nobody here. Because if that's the kind of person you are, you're going to find yourself not here. Booted, right? Okay, there's no place for that here. You don't have to like everybody's stuff, but you don't have to. But nobody here is going to tell you that you're bad or that you're not cut out for this. Everybody's at different levels. Everybody has different levels of talent. Everybody has different styles, and not everyone's going to be your cup of tea. That's why today I put that support post. We can all support each other. But I also added a side note, and if you read the post, it said, I'm not a big fan of likes for likes, sub for sub on YouTube and stuff like that, and follow for follow on Instagram. And here's why. I like the idea of creating something of value, putting it out into the world, and allowing people who are into me to gather around me for my stuff. And I don't mean all day, every day. I don't expect everybody to live in this group and follow everything I say like I'm some cult leader. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, hey, I'm putting my heart out there, and this is what I'm about. And if there's value for it, for you in it, show up. Show up every day. Show up once a week. Whatever works. Doesn't matter. It's here. It's here for you, right? And only for you, the people who find value in it. I wouldn't want to fill this group with 1,000 people that didn't care, because then I'd be doing these lives to nobody. And what's the point of that? That's not fun. There's no feedback. There's nothing. So use this group as a support place. Put your work out there, and then you'll find the people who are into your work. We're all here, and there will be more and more people over time here, and everybody will support everybody. But, we don't have to all like each other's Instagrams, follow each other on Instagram, unless you want to, that's fine. But, just filling up your follower lists with people who really aren't into it doesn't do anything for you, and it doesn't do anything for the people who are following you, because then their thing is filled with things they don't really care about. So that's why I'm not a big fan of that. So, okay, I'm going to end this one here. Let me just recap. Confidence in your innate abilities. Your innate ability means you're born with it. Everybody is born with an innate value and worthiness. We as artists are born with an innate talent. It's ours. It's a gift. Nobody can take it from you. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Instead, use other people as inspiration. Practice your art and get better and better and better at it. The more you practice, the better you'll get. And then finally, use this group for feedback and support. Okay. I'm going to end this one here. I'm going to go to the comments. I love this part. Let's see what we got. Jason, says Peter. Danielle. Is that Danielle? Danielle says, hey. Blake, finally on. Hi, Blake. Victoria, I think my internet is messing up. Going to close up and reconnect. Okay. Danielle says I'm glitching also. Oh, that stinks. I wonder what's going on. Ray says hugs. Hi, Ray. How are you? Nice to see you. Blake signed up under Ecamm, but now keeps freezing. Was fine before, just FYI. Okay, I don't know. Apparently everybody's glitchy today, so I don't know what that's about. Ray says me too. You keep getting stuck in a matrix loop. Well, that stinks. Okay, hopefully the replay will be good. And Danielle says yes for sure. Ray says maybe it's because Bobby moved the light yesterday. That's funny. You have to watch yesterday's video to understand that. I was showing people how I do these lights, and I moved that light, and when I put it back, it was in the wrong spot, so I had to fix everything today. That was funny. Thanks for the laugh. Blake says, removed Ecamm, may have to watch the replay. Internet is jammed up. Yeah, okay, I don't know what's going on today. Okay, I'm glad it's not just me. Hopefully the replay will be fine. You're amazing. Thank you. Appreciate that, Peter. Broadcast keeps interrupting for Stephanie. Also, okay, something glitchy is going on today. I don't know what it is. Hopefully, if you're in the replay, do me a favor. Anyone in the replay, drop a comment and just let me know if it's glitchy for you. I guess I can watch it, but I'll catch the replays. Danielle, I keep thinking I'm a beginner, when really I started at 4 years old. In reality, I'm just starting where I left off. I keep getting discouraged and stopping. I see what I've been doing now. Yeah, that's really it. Stopping and starting. Anything, really. Stopping and starting can be disheartening because you feel like you're starting at the beginning every time, and you don't realize that you're building upon everything you've done before and everything you've done in life, because we don't just pause, go in a closet and come out 2 years later and be like, let me see what's going on this planet now. We do things every single day, and everything that we do it enhances and builds upon our life. Our art is just an expression of our life. So even if you haven't practiced drawing or dancing or singing or whatever, right, in quite some time, you've still been living and gaining experience and gaining introspection and gaining perspective on things. And then when you go back to your art, all that is let me pull something out of here, but now it's all new stuff. It's all new stuff, and maybe you just got a little rusty with the mechanics of it. Like I said with the singing earlier, I haven't sung in a while, but now that I'm going to start writing this song, I'm going to write something that I never could have written 10 years ago because I didn't have this perspective on life. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Don't beat yourself up. My friend Landon and I, we do a weekly call, and we call it kicking your own ass, right? Where it's like, don't kick your own ass because nobody's harder on you than you, right? Nobody talks down to you, hopefully, the way that you do, or nobody talks down to me the way that I do, right? I can beat myself up in my head if I really wasn't paying attention. So Danielle, I hope that's your name, Danielle. If I'm not saying it correctly, correct me, please, because I don't like saying people's names wrong. Peter says, boop, booted, LOL. Yeah. Ray, well, the replay is going to be full tonight. Yeah, I guess so. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. Hopefully your eCam recording is good, Bobby. You are getting your message through, but the internet's acting up. You may need to upload your personal recording. All right, I'll go take a look at the replay and see what happened there. Sorry about that. I don't know what the deal is. I doubt it's eCam because everything is working perfectly on my end. So we will, I guess we'll see. All right. Well, if that's it, Victoria, you got the booty, booty. I'm saying booty because of, he said booted, the booby prize, and for having the last comment today. And that is all for me. Thanks, guys. I appreciate your time, whoever's still here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.